Well, hello there, fine folks of the YouTube world. Michael here with BreathTap. I'm the BreathTap Carnivore, baby. Thanks for joining in. So this video is a very specific video about tapping EFT, and it's going to be specifically related to the intense cravings and temptations that most of us deal with at some point in our life, if not daily, weekly, monthly, whatever, right? Depending on where you're at in your journey to exceptional health and well-being. So carbs and sugar, same thing, right? Sugar is carbs. Carbs are sugar. They all break down to sugar, and they're addictive. And you might hear my boy Hunter over there. He just chimed in with a little grunt. That's him. Anyway, we know that sugar is incredibly addictive. There's even been some research to show that it's even more addictive than hardcore illegal drugs like cocaine. So, with that being said, it's very damaging to the health, but it is also very addictive psychologically, mentally, emotionally, right? Physiologically. So in order to deal with that, EFT is incredibly effective, but those cravings and temptations tend to come up at certain times throughout your day or throughout your week. And the most effective time to use EFT, aka the tapping, is during those intense times when you really are craving something or tempted, or you're beyond the point of no control, the point of no return essentially, and you actually have an item in front of you. It could be a donut, it could be a candy bar, it could be a big old hoagie with a big old hoagie roll, right? A slice of bread. It could be a cup of sugar. It doesn't matter what it is, right? If it's sugar and carbs and you're craving it intensely and you know it's not good for your long-term health, then we got to tap that out. And if you start doing this daily, every time the temptation comes up, every time the intensity is there, then you'll start to collapse that, and you could rewire your brain where you immediately collapse that every time it occurs, or get rid of it altogether. It happens. So let's hop right into this. This specific tapping session is going to be for when you have that item right there in front of you. If you don't, that's fine. You can still tap on the intensity of the craving and temptation in the moment. Use this tapping for that as well. All right, now Hunter's like beating up his bed. He just loves to make noise when I'm doing videos. Anyway, so what I want you to do, if you have an item available, bring it out. So I found a couple items where I'm up here at my cabin at our farm, and I found a couple items that I don't want to eat. I don't like to eat, and luckily I never have any cravings to eat these, but I'm going to use them as an example. We got some Hershey Kisses. Whew. We also have some marshmallows from some previous s'mores over the fire, right? So the problem is, you know, the best way to handle this is to not have these items in your house, right? This is our second home. This is our place out on the farm. And sometimes you can't control what other people in the household might bring in. Sometimes your guest might bring things and leave them behind. And that happens with us a lot because we entertain a lot. We have two homes. Things just end up there, right? So if you have an item and you're craving it and it's intense and you feel like you're at the point of no return and you have that item with you in front of you, you could use this tapping video to get rid of it. Or if you're not intensely craving something, but you want to work on it right now, and you have access to the item, or you could go buy the item if you really want to work on it, you're going to create the intensity in this moment. Because a lot of times when you do have these things available, even if you're not feeling it right now, if you pull it out, you start smelling it, man, these marshmallows do smell really good. You start smelling it, then you're going to create that intensity. You might feel your salivary glands going. You might feel that warm, fuzzy feeling because you're planning on eating it, right? So what we're going to do is collapse that. So I want you to get your items out. Let's just use these marshmallows. This is unopened. I'm going to set it over. But I'm going to use the marshmallows example because this is open too, right? I can smell it. So I want you to get in the intensity. You want the intensity to eat whatever it is in front of you. You want it to be high, to work on it. The more intense the craving is, the better the tapping is going to work, and you're going to collapse it now. If you're not feeling any intensity and you start tapping, it could help, but it's not going to help as readily as it would when you actually have that in front of you. You really want it. You're salivating. You can smell it. You're at the point of no return. You want to eat it, and you're going to eat it now. But we're going to stop that. So let's go ahead and get started. This is how you do it. You get this item in front of you. In fact, take the item out. Okay? You take a marshmallow out. All right? And I want you to make sure you're on a scale of 1 to 10. I want you to be at a 10, right? Like that you're ready to throw this in your mouth right now. It smells incredibly good. Set it right in front of you. I want you to be focused on the craving, the intensity, the temptation. You're at the point of no return. Let's start tapping. I want you to look at the item, focus on it. Even though I have this intense temptation to eat these marshmallows right now, I want them very badly. My body wants them, and I know it's going to feel good. I choose to love, honor, and forgive myself anyway. And even though this marshmallow looks so incredibly good, and remember to, specify the item you're working with right now. This marshmallow smells incredible. I wish I could just eat this right now. I know it would feel really good in this moment to eat this. I choose to love, honor, and forgive myself now. And even though I really want to eat this marshmallow, I know it's going to feel really good. I'm feeling a little stressed, and I like to emotionally eat. I choose to love, honor, and forgive myself. Okay, keep focusing on that craving. Let's go to the top of the head. This intense craving for this marshmallow. I'm just looking at the item. This intense craving for this marshmallow. And feel free to use the words that come to you. You don't have to use the ones I'm using. My words are a good guide for you, but you want to use the words that really mean something to you. Oh, this intense craving for this marshmallow. You could even pick it up, smell it while you're tapping. Oh, it smells incredibly good. I could just throw this in my mouth right now, and I know it would feel so good in this moment. It feels soft, squishy. Describe the item. It's soft and squishy. It would feel good in my mouth, and it would taste good. I know my body wants to eat this sugar, these carbs. It smells so good. This marshmallow smells so good. I really want the sugar in this marshmallow. It's going to make me feel good. Instant gratification at its finest. Smells incredibly good. And I'm hitting a solar plexus point that I find to be helpful too sometimes. It's right between the rib cage, just below the sternum. This intense craving for this marshmallow. This intense craving to eat this marshmallow right now. I really want to eat this marshmallow. I know it would feel good. This intense craving for this marshmallow. I really want to eat it right now. This intense craving for this marshmallow. This intense craving for these sugar and carbs. Okay, now just take a break there. Nice deep breath in. Just shake it out, let it out. Okay. Now, tune in to how you feel. How do you feel right now as it relates to that item? Do you still want to eat it? Is the craving still there? On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you now? You should have started it like a 10 or a 9 or 10, right? Pretty intense high. You really wanted it right now. That first round may have completely eliminated that craving, and that is great. If it didn't, no big deal. You just got to keep tapping. So always check in after each round of tapping. If it's come down a little bit, perfect. The EFT is doing its work. Maybe you're at a 6 or 7 right now. You want to get that intensity as low as possible. I would say continue tapping to at least a 3 or below on a scale of 1 to 10. Ideally a 0, right? But if you can get to 3 or below, that's great progress. Now let's assume I'm still at a, you should be able to pick this up and smell it, right? And see where your intensity is at. If it's still 9 or 10, that's okay, just keep tapping. But maybe it's dropped to a 6 or a 7. Let's say it's at a 6 or 7, great, we're gonna continue tapping, right? So you don't gotta start in the karate chop point, just continue tapping, start at the head and just go from there. This intense craving for this marshmallow. I still have a craving to eat this marshmallow. I'm actually feeling pretty good right now. I don't want it as bad. Oh, but it would taste so good. And I would get that warm, fuzzy feeling throughout my body if I ate this marshmallow right now. It does smell good. Not as good as it did before. It does still smell good. I do still want to eat this marshmallow. This strong intensity, eat this marshmallow. I want the instant gratification right now. It will make me feel better right now. This intensity behind this carb craving. This intense sugar craving. I want this marshmallow right now. I want this marshmallow right now. This intense craving for this marshmallow. I still have a craving to eat this marshmallow right now. Okay, let's take a nice deep breath. And then just let it go. All right, then check in. I'm actually feeling incredibly calm from this tapping alone, but check in. Where are you? Maybe you've eliminated. Maybe there's no intensity. If it's gone, then continue on with your day. And if it comes up later again, tap again. The more you do this, the easier it will get. The less you will experience the cravings and the intensities. And then every time they do come up, you just do the tapping again. When you have this item in front of you, you are stimulating every sense on your body. Sight, smell, maybe the sound of the bag opening, right? You might really make that craving intense, and that's the idea, because tapping will collapse that. So let's say we're at a 4. Let's say we're at a 4 right now. I'm going to do one more round for you just to give you an idea of maybe some of the wording you can use, because you're making progress, right? We're down to a 4. I mean, I don't really want it as bad, but yeah, I still do want it. So let's continue. Start at the top of the head. I still have a craving to eat this marshmallow. This remaining temptation to eat this marshmallow. This remaining craving to eat this marshmallow. It still smells good. I still want to eat it. This remaining craving to eat this marshmallow. It's going to feel good to eat it right now. It would really feel good to eat this right now. This desire to have instant gratification from this marshmallow. This intense craving to eat this marshmallow. It's still there. I still want to eat this marshmallow. This remaining temptation to eat this marshmallow. I still want it. This remaining intensity behind this craving. This remaining intensity behind this craving. This remaining craving. I still have a craving. I still want this marshmallow. Okay, nice deep breath. Okay, now 2 to 3 rounds is usually a good amount of average rounds that a lot of people do drop that craving to 3 or below. But that's not set in stone. Everyone's going to be different. You might have to do 10 rounds. You may have to spend an hour tapping. It depends on your physiology, your addiction to sugar and carbs, you know, where you've come from, your thought patterns. There's a lot that plays into this. If you can get through 3 rounds and completely collapse this, that's awesome, because you could literally spend a few minutes doing this and completely eliminate that craving, and do this, repeat it over and over again, make a habit out of eliminating the craving. Eventually it'd become automatic where you don't even have the craving. That's the goal. Now let's say you've done 3 rounds and it's barely moved. The intensity is still there. You need to really dive in to this much further. So one thing you can do, if you're at 2-3 rounds and that intensity is still at a 10, which happens with some people, then you could take this intensity a little further, right? Maybe put your tongue on it. Maybe even take a little bite. I'm not even going to take a bite, but take a little tiny bite and eat it. Your intensity is going to be off the charts at that point. Now you continue tapping. Take a little bite of it, taste it, really smell it, and then continue tapping. This intensity, oh, I took a bite, it tastes so good, I really want to eat this, right? And then just continue tapping. If you got to do 10 rounds, do 10 rounds. If you got to do 20, do 20. Make the time available to work on your mental hygiene, to work on yourself, get rid of this sugar shit, and create greatness in your life. I believe in you. If you want to work with a coach, it's sometimes very beneficial to work with a tapping coach. I'm an EFT practitioner. I've been doing this for years. It works and it's powerful. And sometimes working with a coach could help get past some of the things that you're hiding from yourself. Sometimes your mind is very good at hiding certain aspects of what you're trying to work on from you, and you can't make progress and you kind of get stuck. In situations like that, work with a practitioner. So anyway, let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you have a fantastic day. We'll see you.